You can't tell from the front, but this is a Christmas sweater, I swear. It's very Christmas. Hi friends, my name is Al, or Lilstarnerd, and welcome to another 12 Days of Christmas video. So it's that time of year, everyone is buying gifts. Over the years, I've seen a lot of artist gift guides, what to buy your artist in your life. Very cute, I love those videos. The thing is, buying a gift for an artist is really, really hard. Hence the many gift guides on YouTube. Art supplies are really expensive, and a lot of people who aren't artists don't know that, and they're not ready to shell out $50 for like paint and a canvas, right? So you go into a store and you see the really expensive stuff, but next to it, you see something for a third of the price, and you're like, hey, I'll just buy them this instead. And so you buy the cheap stuff not knowing that it's actually really bad quality. So you wrap it up and you give it to your artist in your life, and they're really excited, and you're really excited to give it to them. And they open it up and realize they probably can't use it. You mean, well, no one expects you to spend that much money on art supplies. No one blames you. But when you buy the cheap stuff, we probably just can't use those supplies. And a lot of people will go into those art stores and see all these fun, cute, Christmas-themed things, these small things, all the cheap little toys that artists can use. And if they don't know anything about art, they think that that's, what you would want, because it's in an art store, right? For many years, I've been the recipient of those kinds of gifts, and obviously I'm grateful. I'm not complaining. It's nice of anyone to think of me at all. But as an artist, you end up with a lot of these little knickknacks that you just can't use, really. You feel bad throwing them away. You feel bad that those people spent money on you and you're not even gonna use it. But it's just like, what am I supposed to do with this marker that doesn't work? You know what I mean? So I am not making a gift guide. If you want that advice, here is my advice on getting a gift for an artist. Gift cards, or buy exactly what they want. No guessing. The color, the brand, the size, exactly what they want. It's too easy for it to go wrong. It's too easy to be distracted or confused. It's not worth it, in my opinion. I would much rather get something totally unrelated to art than get the wrong thing. But do you know what you can guess at? Stocking stuffers. In my opinion, especially for artists, they are way more fun, way less pressure, and way less expensive. Plus, they take up way less space, so if you get someone the wrong thing, it doesn't matter as much because they don't have to store some big giant canvas they'll never use. So no matter how you do stockings in your family, whether it's just for really cheap small things like chapstick and socks, or if it's small enough to fit, it works. Whatever you do, whatever your price range is, there's so much fun to be had with stocking stuffers. First up, pencils and pens. You can never have enough of these. Plus, you can make use of literally any of them no matter how cheap they are. Mechanical pencils, ballpoint pens, whatever. You have an artist in your family and you can discreetly figure out what it is they use to sketch with. Just buy them a ton of it. They always need more of those, I swear. It is a staple in my stocking to get a refill of my red sketching pencils every year. I get like 3 packs every year. Your artist can never have enough sketching supplies, and it's really hard to go wrong there. Another great idea is erasers and pencil sharpeners. A little boring, but they're small, and they're something that I hate spending money on because I feel like they should just be there on their own. It's a great idea to restock your artist with their favorite sharpener or eraser, or even if you don't know what kind they use, pretty much anything will work. Even if they don't need a new one yet, they're so small, they don't take up much space, it's great to have backups on hand. Another really boring one, but I love, is office supplies. I hate having to spend money on office supplies. They're boring. I would much rather be spending my money on something fun and exciting, a new art supply to try. So I love when someone else gets this stuff for me because I do always need them. Binder clips, paper clips, regular scotch tape, glue sticks, Mod Podge, all great ideas to fill a stocking stuffer because I can almost guarantee that your artist needs them every once in a while. Even if your artist doesn't use it a lot, it's great to have on hand. In the past few years, washi tape has become an absolute staple for anyone creative, and most of us just can't get enough of that stuff. I use washi tape for all sorts of things. It's a great resource to have, and I ask for more every year. It's another thing that I just can't really justify spending for myself, but it's something that I would love to have a lot of. And sometimes my mom will get me some and I will actually hate the design, but there's plenty of stuff to use it for, like taping up the edges of my paper and then throwing it away when I'm done, right? So there's always use for washi tape. So even if you're unsure about what kind to get or what designs to get, it's probably not gonna go to waste. You can buy them as loose rolls, or sometimes they come in a set of like a tube and they fit great in a stocking. And if you also like just pretty things or you're creative, it's so fun to just look at all the designs and like pick them out. Extra paintbrushes, even cheap kinds. Your artist might be super picky about what kind of paintbrushes they actually like, but it's never a bad idea to have some cheap versions on hand too. I like to have cheap paintbrushes on hand so I can ruin them with things like bleach or Mod Podge. Or there might be a really quick project where I need to mix up a bunch of acrylic paint and I know I'm gonna absolutely destroy a paintbrush doing it. So it's always a great idea to have some cheap ones lying around. You can get them for super inexpensive in like quantity packs. Or if you can find some higher quality but still cheap versions, it's a great thing to put in a stocking. Just have a few loose paintbrushes in there, you know? Or you might want to pick out some crazy looking paintbrushes for your artist to try. Or if you know kind of their favorite shape or style of a paintbrush, it's definitely a great idea to stock up on their staples. You can also always fill a stocking with loose supplies like colored pencils, markers, pens. And this is where it gets so fun. My mom always has a really fun time like picking out random new supplies or a color palette and different colors that she likes that she wants me to use and wrap them up with a ribbon to put in my stocking. Like this is where you get to have fun. Like who cares about the artist? You get to have fun looking at cool stuff, picking pretty colors, making it look cute. Pick pretty color palettes. Pick colors that you want them to use, but they never do. Mix and match colors. I could spend hours doing that kind of stuff. It's so fun. You might also want to think about what supplies do they use a lot of. So if they're a color pencil artist, maybe they use a lot of white colored pencils. Grab a bunch of like white, black, red, whatever they use a lot of, grab them a lot of extra ones to fill their stocking with. It's so easy to breeze through things like pens, markers, and colored pencils. Having extras is always handy. If they really like microns, get them new microns. If they really like this certain brush pen, get them extra brush pens. This is also a great time to introduce them to new brands. So find the same supply, buy different brands for them to sample. If they love markers, pick a few different markers from different brands for them to try without them having to risk spending their money, right? There's always different brands of something like markers or pens that I'd love to try, but I can't justify getting something that I don't know will work well. So I never really try new things or branch out from my safe space. But if I get a bunch of new random stuff in my stocking, I get to have so much fun sampling them, trying them, swatching them, and I might find some new favorites. Single tubes of paint is also a great thing to put in a stocking. Might be a bit more expensive, so maybe not for everyone, but sometimes it's a great idea. White paint, whatever medium they use, if they use wash, acrylic, oil, extra white is a great idea. Again, just restock their staples. If you know they use a lot of one color, it's always great to have extra on hand, so buy more of that. Another really fun time to pick out some new colors, some funky colors, neons, pearlescents. If they don't use a lot of something but you'd like to see them try, maybe grab that. If they're trying to expand their color palette, think of new colors that would go well with what they have. If you're still really unsure about what colors it's a good idea to invest in, ask what colors they don't need. Like I'll tell my mom, like I have plenty of light blue. Don't buy any light blue. And that's the only limitation. She can get any other color she wants. Go ham here. And not as in quantity, like go ham on like, get some crazy like neon yellow or something. And again, it's a great time to try some new brands. Maybe they have this one brand they've been using for a while, but maybe you get them the same color in a different brand so they can compare them. Gift cards is another great idea for a stocking stuffer. If you know you want to get them art stuff, but you're really just not sure what's good to get, $10-15 gift card, boom, you're done. Or even just like a $5 gift card. Another thing that's great to have on hand are those cheap little plastic palettes. I love having the extra of those just lying around so I can use it for things that I need to mix like a huge quantity of paint for. Like I like having those just specifically so I don't have to clean them. They're much more portable than large palettes. Plus they're small, they're not going to take up a lot of space to store. If your artist does any sort of pencil work, a blending stump is a great cheap stocking stuffer. Gesso or watercolor ground is another kind of expensive but fun thing to put in a stocking. It's something that I, again, hate spending money on, but it's something that a lot of people use a lot. So if you can find a small tub of gesso, stuff that in their stocking. Water barrel paintbrushes. These are super cheap, very affordable, again, small, easy to store, and they are a great staple for any watercolor or gouache painters. These are generally intended for like traveling, for portable art supplies, so if your artist goes out of the house to do any of their art, it's a great idea to give them this. Microns or fineliners. This is great for any artist, whether they're trying it new for the first time, they're trying some different brands or sizes, they're restocking, or they're just having extra on hand. You really can't go wrong with these. If your artist is into 3D art or they want to get into 3D art, little things of those like air dry clay, like the little color things, those are so fun. They're pretty cheap, so you can get a bunch and pick out some different colors for them to use. Great way to fill a stocking. And they don't require extra supplies, so even if they've never used clay before, just get them a few of those colored clays, and that's all they need. Compression sleeves. This one is a little different, a little boring, but it's a great staple for pretty much any artist who has any sort of pain in their arms or wrists or wants to prevent injury. If your artist draws a lot, especially if they're a sloucher or have bad art health practices, this is a great idea. If you've heard your artist complain about any sort of wrist pain, get them compression sleeves. Artists love stickers. Whether they use them to decorate their water bottle, their room, their laptop, or their sketchbook, stickers are a great idea. Ask if they have their eye on any stickers from artists they like, or just find them a cool sticker pack. Cheap watercolor palettes are another great idea. These might be a bit more of those big ticket items, but they definitely fit in stockings. Travel palettes, specialty palettes, limited color palettes, or the prong oval palette, which is a staple. It's a generic palette, but it's super cheap. There are also a lot of kind of those novelty palettes on things like Amazon where you can get neons, metallics. Super fun. We've talked a lot about different supplies, but they also might need something to use those supplies on. If you can find those postcard sized paper pads, that is super fun. Don't go overboard on these. Your artist probably already has somewhere to draw, but if you can find little things that fit in the stocking for them to try out or make something small with, that can be really cute and fun to do. Go ham, go crazy, have fun. Literally just go to your local art store and stroll through the aisles, look for small, cheap things. Grab just stuff that looks fun. This is a great time to try new supplies, try new brands. There's a lot of times that I'm just afraid to branch out, but when I'm given the opportunity, through my stocking, I find a lot of new supplies that I absolutely love. Definitely go through the clearance aisle, seriously, go through the clearance aisle. I'm sure you'll find a few things to try. Look for crazy things like art crayons, loose pastels, loose pens, the little accessories that you don't immediately think of. Inks, weird looking paintbrushes, weird markers that don't look like the markers that your artist already uses. Random stuff, just have fun. Look at stuff that you think looks cool, sounds cool, you think hey, that'd be fun for them to try. I'd like to see what they do with that. Besides me, there's another artist in my family. My mom and I will go shopping for my little sister together, and I have so much fun just being you know what, I'm gonna give her this and make her use it, see what she does with it. Something will catch my eye and I'll think, that's weird. I guess I'll get it for her. Those small things can be really, really cheap, so it's a great way to fill a stocking, and they can be so much fun to use. The stocking is a great time to have fun with art supplies, go crazy, try different things. They might be duds, but it won't matter as much because they're cheap and they're tiny, so they're not gonna take up a lot of space in their room. It can be hard for artists to justify spending money on certain things like office supplies or new brands when they already have a tried and true one that they trust. So this can be your opportunity to expand their horizons and stock up on things that they hate spending money on. Obviously, I appreciate any gift that I'm given ever, but I do always enjoy my art-related stocking stuffers more than I appreciate my art-related gifts. Unless, of course, it's something I explicitly asked for, but you know what I mean. Obviously, people mean well, but it's really easy to get art supplies wrong. And I always just feel so guilty when someone clearly spent a lot of money on me and it's something that I just don't really want or like. Whereas when I look in my stocking and I see a bunch of random loose pens, I don't really feel bad because I know that they were probably from the clearance section. It's more fun for you, it's easier on your wallet, and your artist will probably have more fun with those. At least I know I do. There are a bunch of ways to fill a stocking stuffer for an artist. It's much easier than buying gifts, and it's way more fun for you. I hope you found that helpful. I always look forward to seeing what weird stuff I'm gonna get in my stocking, and I know a lot of artists probably have fun with that too. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments, and let me know what you're asking for Christmas. I love being nosy and hearing about that stuff. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it was helpful. If you did like it, comment, subscribe, the whole shebang. Go bake some cookies, do your laundry, and go do some art.